of Vertigo Graffiti.
Yeah.
That's right?
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
And graffiti is such a massive scene here.
Yeah.
It's one of the things we looked forward to, we heard about, and then when we saw it, even like we were hanging out by Dom CQ, and there were some incredible pieces out there in Avienda de Americas.
Yeah?
Incredible, just again, a little pop-up alley.
Yeah, we made that.
That was yours as
yeah,
well?
Yeah, we made that.
There was the bird, the bird with the clock on the kid's back.
Yeah, that's Hades. That's Hades. He's a Peruvian artist. And yes, that's the second edition of the Graffiti District. Graffiti District is an idea that I had of creating a space that could ease the practice of the graffiti artists here in Colombia, because graffiti is not only like a fashion thing, you know. It's not like there is like a boom about graffiti. Graffiti is the way Bogotanians used to express themselves for the last probably 30 decades. It's the favorite me to express, because it's really free. If you contemplate the landscape of the media here in Colombia, it is very concentrated on some guys, you know, powerful guys. Mm-hmm. So freedom of speech is kind of an illusion. But when you get to streets, when you have a can in your hands, you can feel what being free in terms of expression can be. So it was this Distrito Graffiti that I talked to you about. It's like the most sophisticated idea that we have, but it is just a response. It's just a reflect of what is happening on Bogotá specifically, and in Colombia for the last 25 years. So, and I think it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I hope that it's gonna get bigger. But if you walk around, if you ride around Bogotá, you're gonna see a lot of different kind of graffiti, and Bogotá is turning itself like the paradise of graffiti, because we have this thing that you talk about, you know, this border between legal and illegal practice, you know. And despite the fact that there is majors that have different perceptions and approaches to graffiti, we have probably one of the most progressive regulations in terms of freedom in the world here in Bogotá, and that thing has proven its relevance. So you can see everywhere in Bogotá. I don't know if you have right through the south, through the north, through the west, through the east, through downtown. You're gonna see graffiti everywhere, and different kind of graffiti with different meaning, with different tension, with different purposes. And it's been great being witnessing this growing, you know. And as I told you, you have to come back in 5 years, man. Mm-hmm. And you have to see what happened with graffiti, because the thing is about to happen, you know. The thing, I don't know what is going to happen. I've been studying this, I've been working on this, I live out of this, but I don't know what is going to happen next. And for me, it's very, I don't know, it's so appealing to know, so attractive, that there is something that is about to happen with graffiti here, because it's weird, you know. We are in the middle of a peace process, you know. Yeah. We're changing our narratives. We're changing the way we talk about ourselves. We are not people of war anymore. We're people of peace. But you don't change that perception, that inner perception, one day to another. It takes time, and it takes also the narratives that are to be conceived, you know. So we have to start talking about how different we are than the we that we used to be, you know. I don't know if I'm explaining myself, but the thing is that graffiti is going to be useful to heal our wounds, to feel differently, and when we talk with another one, because we have problems of communication. Probably in Europe or in the United States or Canada, it's very difficult to comprehend the South American reality, because we have scenarios of I don't know, that can be conceived very savage. You know? It is just, as I told you, a reflection of what is really happening behind the city. Mm-hmm. You know, what's the real truth about the city, and you see things that are repeated by graffiti. So you are gonna see a lot of indigenous speeches. Yeah, there is a depth, historical depth with our indigenous people, you know.
Yeah.
But regular media, traditional media, is not interesting of these people. Graffiti, it is totally. So you're gonna see a lot of indigenous images all over the city. We have also a depth with the African Colombian people. We practice a different kind of racism. The racism here is different because it's not as, I don't know, sensitive as is in America, you know. We are more cool with the fact that these guys have no choices and we don't have something against them particularly, you know, because of the race of them.
Your post-colonial culture is
yeah,
very
we are like,
interesting.
it's okay if you're here, but don't get that close. So graffiti is a strategy of memory, you know, because this philosopher Hannah Arendt used to say that narratives are a strategy of forgetting or remembering. It's just design and a strategy to remember or to forget. Forget. So what is doing the graffiti as a strategy of memory is reminding people what's happening, what's really happening, and that's very valuable. And it doesn't depend on me, it doesn't depend on certain very famous artists or the private sector or the public sector, because it is happening, you know. It's like a wave, like a hurricane that struck you in Houston. It is the same thing, but this time it is about expression. And you know, we need to remember, but also we need to forget. It is a very, I don't know, playful way to understand things. We have to forget that we are people of war. We have to forget that. We have to forget away that, and we have to start thinking about ourselves differently. And we have to remember ourselves from the point of how good we could be, how good we have been in different situations. You were talking about, I don't know, a number of entrepreneurs here in Colombia. This is the myths and the narratives that we have to persist in. We don't have to talk about more Pablo Escobar and the guerrilla and the paramilitary armies. But if you see, the traditional media is only talking about Pablo Escobar here in Colombia and outside, you know. So how come we can change our identity if we haven't stopped? Graffiti is gonna happen. Graffiti is gonna be a substantial way for a new future for the world. Cities are changing. Probably you're saying you're crazy, probably.
The world, not just Colombia?
No, the world, Colombia is changing in terms, the cities are changing. For many years we thought cities for cars, you know, and for buildings and for avenues and highways. Nowadays the cities are comprehending, including Bogotá, that there are people in the city. And the cities have to be designed for people, have to be executed for people. And graffiti is that confirmation. So you're not gonna see less graffiti in the next 10 years. You're gonna see more and more and more. But also you will see more people attacking graffiti.
Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see how we made it this far on our journey, check out one of the other playlists on the sidebar or click the subscribe button below to keep watching our journey. Now come get on the bus with us.